Hello, 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 folks. You've just caught me putting in a little bit of scaffolding here. I noticed right after we ended last stream that the beavers kind of built up as far as they could up on this dam without getting some scaffolding in. Just went ahead and popped that in off camera right before I closed up last time. Come back and we can see the beavers already getting back down to work and see the builders just running back up after delivering the first lot of materials. And I believe the current set of scaffolding here should be sufficient to get all of this built. Hello, JR, mate. How are you doing? Let me see. Terminus is developing along nicely. Its own builder's going to be busy building these last few structures for us. Rough. That's no good, mate. Me, I'm doing fairly well for my part. Anyway, I spent the morning out and about in town, went down to market, got some veggies and stuff, and just got back home, and yeah. Well, I really like the district system. Like, the ability to set up a whole mass of tiny little settlements that all operate fairly independently from each other. I really like it. Some part of why Anno games, for example, I've always liked Anno games, setting up lots of different little islands. Also Manor Lords, that's a game I'm going to need to check out, which I think appeals to me mostly because it does something similar with setting up lots of tiny little districts. Like you have these small little village hamlets that all operate independently and do their own thing and trade between them, little islands of civilization in the country. So real pretty. Now I hope things stop being rough for you at some point soon, mate. Now I did notice we have a chip-tooth beaver here. And I'm thinking I probably, once again, forgot to put a tooth grindstone in anywhere. Let's just sort that out. Yeah, I'm very unlikely to use that little space for anything else, so we can just slip that grindstone right in there. And that'll work lovely. Now, I've been thinking kind of on this map, there's really 3 more spots for districts I want to do, and with luck I might be able to get all of them started this stream. That might be optimistic. We'll see how we go. We have one in here, at this canyon. I'd like to get a district built there. We have one up here in the middle of all this bad water, which I think would be fun to do. I've started getting some power infrastructure in there. Then we'll get this set up. And we also have this one in here, and we just finished getting all this land irrigated last time. I mean, given this is all irrigated, I think I should start figuring out exactly how I want to do this. So this is a trade post that will connect up to Lowtown here. I want another one that connects up to Wellspring, Lower Wellspring over there. And one over here, yeah, which connects up to Walton. And this one already has a path leading down most of the way. I kind of just need to get a little exit section in here. On this little tubeway station that can live, I don't know, somewhere. I don't mind them, these traders, having to run a bit to actually get to the, like, town here, especially from this direction, so we can just stick you in. Sure, right there. We'll actually be able to exit here. Wellspring, I'll get their orders in to get their own equivalent to this one up, maybe over on this side. So we'll need to get tubeway station built over here. Right. This tucks in quite nicely there, so we get a tubeway station in there. And we just need to build out to around here. So for that, we'll need to go over the top of this. We'll need some platform stuff, especially because we also need to go over the top of a path somewhere. Yeah, something like that. And then some tubeways. Yeah, vertical tubeway, drop. In there, you need to be a vertical one, not a straight one. We climb over the wall. Yeah, this wall's all built up to satisfaction, so I don't feel bad about deleting that, but just in case I want to climb over the top of it, we'll do that as another vertical one. Build you up. And let me just get the exit in so I know exactly where I'm building towards. Your exit can just live there in that corner. Don't think I'll need this path for anything again in the future, so we can just delete that for now. Just thread my way through these trees. No, too high. You need to be another vertical. Like so. Then we can just run almost along the edge of the wall, just like that. Oh yeah, that's another too high, because we're, going up onto this ledge. Vertical tubeway. And thread between the trees. Like so. And Wellspring will eventually get that built out. And now, we need to start building out this district here. Yeah, we're still getting a tiny bit of flooding along this riverbed. Like, you can see it's flowing over the levee here. And right through this. Oh no, do I just need to increase the amount of water that can flow through here? I lower that to 2.6 meters. Then, like, just the extra volume flowing through here should hopefully drop this over time. Really, this little bit of flooding doesn't matter too much. We have so much farmable land that it doesn't matter if the very edges of this particular riverbank occasionally go under. District center. I reckon we just slap this right in the center. About there. Floodplains district. And then I'll need to get some district crossings in. Sort all this stuff out. And we'll just position these right at the front of these little crossing points. District crossing, just there. Just have some path leading through, something like that. I need another one over here to get the road in for. And you'll need a district crossing just over here as well. Yep, like so. I'll just need to get through the trees. Yep, there's a gap through there, up to there. That works. Lovely, lovely. Okay. New district. Nominally in. Need to get the builders from these two districts to get the little district crossings in, so this place can get some food and water while we're setting it up. And then they'll be good to go. Yes, you've got treated planks and stuff in, which means spiral stairs are now built, so all of this storage space is set up. And now you're just running low on logs at the moment. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm thinking, at the moment, Terminus here is only trading with Lower Wellspring. Once we get the district set up here, you'll obviously be trading there. I'm just wondering, do we want to get a trade route to Upper Wellspring as well? Probably not all the way to the Reservoir District. That'll be a bit far away. We can trade through Canyon Town, through the Reservoir District in order to get resources down to Terminus. Yeah, the ability to trade up to Upper Wellspring also seems useful. Now this is probably going to be a tubeway situation in order to actually get up there. Or Well, we do have this little bit. You know what? I think I'm going to figure out this settlement before I do that. Terminus will survive on just the one trade route, because what we end up doing in Canyon Town will strongly influence how I want to build this intersection. And with this stuff ongoing, let's go look over here at Red Mountain, Rot Peak. Still working on a name for this one. Yeah, where we left off, we'd been figuring out how to attach a power wheel into this. The answer seemed to be with some difficulty. I reckon we are probably just going to need to dynamite back further slightly. As we still don't seem to be able to, like, suspend the wheel across here. It's still showing it is colliding with something here, so we need to go one further back, which means deleting these. Single explosive there and there, please. And at that point, we are going to need to focus the water flow through here. And I think we will need a platform in order to be able to reach out to this one. Let's get a 2-high platform there. Build across. Yeah, and these biddles will get that sorted out fairly promptly. Hopefully, it looks like the builders are currently occupied helping out on this side a bit. Yeah, you can see one of the district center workers here. Yeah, building out this crossing. That's also fine for them to do. Yeah, we just wait a moment to get this all sorted out. We do have some vacancies. Let's see. There's almost certainly a way to search through this stuff quickly to figure out exactly where the vacancies are present, but I have to feel like it's easy to do this. Ah, yes, of course, this district, because no one's moved in. That's why we have vacancies. That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, these things are coming along nicely. Just a few more logs delivered there and there. Few more logs here. Yes, and we will want to decrease the amount of workers on each of these. 4 will be excessive. Let's just get the district crossing penciled in here too. Yep. Delete. You up to 4. Okay, and that's built now, so we'll be able to get supplies in. We're looking at 2, 4, 6, 10 people just to start off with our basic essentials here. And then I'll want, let's say 11, because I'll get a water pump in fairly swiftly. And you are Floodplains. Is the name of this new district. Yep. And they're already trading in the food to keep everyone alive. Trading in some water, trading in a bit of construction equipment so they can help out on this end. Now, water pumps. We do have this deep little reservoir here. I reckon this is the place to pump water out of. Yeah, just something like that. And around here... Yeah, I am just going to... Yeah, if I build the pump here, and then the stair here, then that means I can actually use this staircase to also get down here if I want to. Yep. That'll keep you supplied with drinking water. And we just need to get up some housing and then figure out some farming stuff they're going to be doing here too. Yeah, we'll just order a barracks to build facing directly towards the district centre there. Builders are also going to be transporting materials out to this stuff to help get built a bit quicker, which I'm fine with. Like, getting the district established is always a bit slow while the first resources trickle in. But Terminus has got all of its construction work done. It does have some homeless beavers. We need to get some more housing in here. We could get some row houses along the top of here, maybe? Yeah, probably not in the power section. I'd like to keep that free for powered stuff. Look at the poor little homeless beaver sleeping out on the roof of this other house. Yeah, that won't do at all. That will not do. Yeah, I think just a couple of row houses built in there. Give us some more population room to stay there. We have a lot of homeless beavers all of a sudden. I'm assuming it's the population increases we ordered in some of our other supplying districts catching up with us. Not there, not there. Down here in Lower Wellspring, perhaps? No. Oh, of course. It's all the homeless beavers up here. You know, you go to set a new district, then you immediately forget what the actual practical consequences of that will be. Now, does this work? Yes, it does. New power wheel. Build that up, please. Okay. That will be a whole lot of power to start doing power stuff with. And then we need to start thinking about this new district. There's a whole lot of stuff we want to be doing here. Like, we want to get both of these bad water sources, like, bad water discharge on both of these, which is going to be a ton of materials. So there'll be a lot of transporting, building to get those things done. Need a lot of storage space. Need to hook up all this power. And I am planning on turning this into our robot district. Which means we'll need bot assemblers, charging stations, 3 bot part factories. Yeah. And then mess around with these grease factories and control tower and all the other stuff relating to this. A whole lot of work that needs doing. I want the builders down here to probably help out somewhat if they can. Which means, like, they can be helping out with the power infrastructure probably. So let's start penciling in some of this stuff. That's going to need it too high? Yeah, too high. Yeah, power, power. Power. Yeah, vertical power shafts like that. Yeah, path along here is probably the way to go. Then that means that needs to be a vertical power shaft. This needs to be a platform. Vertical power shaft, you feed power across there. And then we need to actually get the power down from here to hook all this stuff up. Yeah, something like that. They won't be able to reach all of this yet, but we need to get some of that infrastructure in. We'll be able to reach at least part of it. And then we can migrate beavers in from here to access this. That would be nice. But with all the water pump here, I would eventually like to be running too. And let's start thinking about the irrigation of this section. Because any beavers up here in a district on top of this mountain are going to be like accessing wood and a little bit of farming material down here. So we pump water Let's just unlock this deep mechanical fluid pump out of here like this. That seems like maybe the place to do it. I could go a little bit closer to this side, but then I'd need to build up beneath it. Yeah, to actually access down to the water, I think this is the best location. Why can I not order that built? Do you need like the hole on the other side to actually drop the water into? I think so. Like, do I have any handle spots? Yeah, like you can see if I build on this reservoir now, that's a legal spot. So I do need to get the ground prepped slightly to put this thing in. So I was thinking we'll build up like some dirt canals along here, but since we do need to like have a hole for that thing to actually drop water into, we'll just be doing some dynamite as a solution. Yeah, dynamite across there. And then we'll want to... Oh yeah, but we did want to build up for this, so we do actually want to... No, we probably do want this too tall. So we'll want... Yeah, one wider. Train block, train block. And then... Yeah, train blocks just... across here. To there, to there. And we'll just raise up this little section a bit. Have a little canal through here. We'll need some stairs up onto this. Yeah, I need to do one further way on each direction for the stairs to actually go. Train block. Rain block. Yeah, and then we just enclose this in some more terrain. Yep, and I'll get water pumped into it eventually. Yeah, just a bunch of dirt they'll need redistributing along here. I kind of don't want that dirt block like that, just for the sake of making that a bit simpler, we build it like that. And then if I put a platform here, that should actually get built. If I kept that the other way around, it would not happen. Yeah, and then we just spread paths along a whole lot of this. Yeah, and these train blocks are real quick to build. See some of those already being installed. And actually want you there. And we'll want dynamite along the entire bottom row of this thing. Including that little platform eventually. Need to remember to do that at some point. That'll be an easy enough alteration to make. And you can get this fluid pump ready. We need to hook up the power from here down to here eventually. And then we kind of fill this up with water. And then I need to figure out where the water goes afterwards. I mean, ideally, I'd probably want it to just filter back down into the main river course. Yep, you guys hack away at that. This thing is slowly coming together. Still need to build up some of this stuff, so they're working on that. Barracks is coming up. You have your new housing in position. this retaining wall is coming along nicely. Yeah, they should be able to reach everything. They just need to get some of those stairs in. Now, if I wanted to build up walls along here, how would I go about doing that? We probably just want to build up to the height of this plateau. I reckon so. I think that should work. Just looking here, if we just drop down the levels. Nice, that'll put you... Yeah, so I'll flood this section back here. Also flood across here, though, which we do not want. So I'm going to need to get some levees along here. Right, that retaining wall holds it. The retaining wall's at the back. Beyond that, though, I think this works. And then... Oh, this bloody diagonal stream means that a diagonal wall is probably the simplest way to go. I do kind of want this to be a straight wall, though, so I can cross it at some point. Yeah, it just makes it nearly more expensive. Like, look, that is 3 wide if I go diagonal. We'll do a diagonal one. It's just so much cheaper log-wise. Whereabouts? Here? Yeah, here. Get a bunch of those in. And we'll just build up to that height at the moment. I need to decide what I'm doing on the exact top. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And across here, we need to do pretty much the same thing, because these two sides need to end up equal heights. We'll just flood this little bottom section here. Then... where do I want this? I mean, let's just build this. Like so, yeah. Get some walls built across like that to help retain some water into all this. Now, builders from here, yep, can reach this entire bit to help out with that. Actually getting down here to build this is maybe going to be a job for some builders from Terminus to tackle at least the first stages. Let's get some paths running across the riverbed. Yeah, link you two up, like that. Stairs, stairs. And these builders can just start getting some logs in here, bit by bit. Probably want some scaffolding to help you actually get up here and build some of this. We go like... okay, no, you need to be there. Yep, platform in there. And these stairs, we might be able to make use of these, like, even after the new district's in. That can be where traders, like, run down here in order to get across the terminus. A little trading platform in the middle of the river. Maybe on this little island. That could be cute. Yeah, that'll get some builders building at least some of that. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, it's all happening away nicely. Yeah, you built this as far out as you can. Now, we did not leave... oh no, we did. Yeah. We can get builders up through here in order to progress further along. So you'll need to be a spiral staircase. Yep, spiral stairs. Straight stairs. You're still not quite making it. Which means explosives time just up there. Yep, you guys are still building this thing out, bit by little bit. Please do not get yourself trapped in there. Hopefully they won't. It looks like they're being smart and, yeah, getting all this side done first. So we do have a stranded beaver. How did you even manage that, mate? But what possessed you to build the stairs from the back of the stairs? Well, I guess we just need to delete that staircase and let them rebuild it. Hopefully they build it from the appropriate side and don't wall themselves in beneath the staircase. And this will all sort itself out, and then we need to feed more power up across here. Eventually, we need to get the power down to here. Now, we could go the long way around, like feed around the back there, or we could do something slightly silly with overhangs. If I build you slightly further down, yes, you're connecting on this straight cliff right there. That, like that, like that. Yeah, and that'll let the power feed across here. I don't mind having the bridge built up across that either. We'll need vertical power shaft, vertical power shaft, vertical power shaft. Another vertical power shaft at the end. Yep. Now we need to hook this thing up, which is the simple part. Just something like that will work there. Feed the power along the edge of the cliff. And then we'll have another water wheel facing about here. But if we just feed you back along the cliffside like that. Yeah, I'm going to need to delete this power shaft for this moment in order to actually get in behind to build this platform and that power shaft. And from that point, they're just going to run along here, get a lot of this built out. And that should be lovely. Yeah, builders building away successfully here. Now, you guys are also being successful with your tasks. You managed to get your barracks in, you managed to get a deep water pump in. Let's start getting some basic storage facilities in. Yep, and then some industrial piles for basic industrial ingredients. Yeah, these can just line up. Yeah, leave a gap there so we can get a path through back here. We'll want logs. We'll want planks. You will want metal block storage. We'll also want treated plank storage sooner rather than later. Let's get those four in. And then this one can be gears. That's a lot of our core construction stuff ready. And then food storage here. You can import. And we'll just get some kohlrabi set up here just to give them a little bit of food stored. And then some water storage as well. We get water stored in there, but then no, we need a path along there, don't we? To connect that up. Medium water tank. No real idea where this thing can live. Oh, fine. Medium water tank just lives there. Water storage. Yep. Keep the builders here busy for a little bit. Yeah, beavers working away. Lumberjack cannot keep up with the birch trees as they grow in. This place does not produce much timber. Like, these birch trees are really inefficient, but I like them regardless. You know what Terminus needs? Terminus does not have a hauler station, I don't think. No, I'm not seeing one. Yeah, this place is large enough, got enough stuff going on. You need a hauling post. Might could stick one just in there. Yeah, I don't mind that. Got 5 workers requested up here. You have no unemployed workers at the moment, so in preparation for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have enough beds scattered around for everyone. I think so. You're going to be... yeah, we're good. We've got 1 homeless beaver somewhere. Ah yes, here, because we have 11 beavers and only 1 barracks. Well, the builders are very busy there, I'm afraid. Yeah, these guys working away. Now to unite the water from here into here, we're going to need some more explosives. This can just become 1 deep water through here. But I want this to be 2 deep, so a lot more hauling. We'll just do 1 deep. Yep, get all of that stuff built up. And I'm thinking to actually drain water out of here, because we want to feed it back into this part of the system. We'll want to push the water back out along here and then just drain out like a little channel through here. And that should help irrigate some of this area too. Yeah. Let's let the builders get this stuff constructed. Yeah, you cannot readily reach these 2, can you? And you can't, because we're going to blow this up. Let's just, for the moment, get a path running through here. We'll see if the builders get this done. But I think that might be cut off. Yeah, they're not going to reach that. We will just scrap that 1 bit of dynamite. Get the path through. Now, drought starting at the end of the night. Last little bit. Okay, that just needs to be like hammered out. That just needs to be hammered out. And then these 2 districts are going to be connected. Yep, there we go. Trading with 3 districts now over here on the floodplains. Yep, storage stuff. Successful, various things going into storage. Only a short drought, 6 days. Now, we need to figure out what we're actually doing with this place. So, farming rise, you're producing canola oil. So if you ship canola oil down to here, you can process eggplants, soybeans. This place is already producing cassava, but like more cassava would not go amiss. Running low on eggplant rations. I think, yeah, we grow eggplants down here. That can be the first thing we get online. We can get some tree cutting too. We can get mangroves planted along these shallow sections. Yep. So, let's get some stuff planted in. If I get a forester... If I want to make all of this section mangroves, I do kind of need a forester just... like, yeah, facing straight out there. At the moment. And then you can mangrovify all of the near side of the river at least. Get some mangrove trees in. And then we'll want to get some farmers in. Yeah, this is the area that will stay green because it's near the reservoir, so that'll be a good first spot to start farming. We can get eggplants down on these lowlands. I want to get some wood chopping down on these lowlands if I want to do that, so... Right, farmer's hut facing out here. Lumberjack flag just there. Farmhouse. Yep, like that. Cut trees, cut a whole bunch of these birches down. Yeah, kind of as you can reach, so get those ones too. This place is going to need some more workers. Crops. Yep, get eggplants in, get eggplants in. We might want to get a swimming pool in on this side, but we can build one just in there, and that's a little, like, tucked away part that'll be difficult to farm, so that's alright. Yeah, eggplants, through to the end there. Back up across like that. Cool. Bunch of eggplants. First crop. We'll want somewhere for chip teeth treatment. Let's not forget the grindstone this time. Yep, just in there. Yep, farmers working away, getting eggplants in. Yeah, replace those little gaps where the trees have successfully been removed. Cool. Want some housing in here too. Additional housing. Stick a large barracks in. Do not hate that. Do not hate that. And squeeze large barracks in there. Sure. Large barracks right there, please. Yep, everything working away nicely. These folks have built up a decent chunk of this. And I've got these last two sections to go. But they haven't really even started on this section yet. So the builders here are pretty occupied. You know what? Get that hauling post done first, though. That'll help make everything simpler in that district once that's online. Ah, good. These folks have built this thing up. So we need to start worrying about how we're going to be redirecting water through here. Yep, that's done. Yeah, so these can just be a bit of a work in progress while we send water through here. We'll want a throttling valve built into the top of this wall. Just letting a small bit of water in here so this slowly fills up over time. Now we'll just let some water drain through for a second. Throttling valve in there, please. And you are going to be limited to, yeah, let's just say, I think it's 1 cubic meter per second through here. You can be limited to 1/3. And like, this is going to take a long time to fill up. There's a lot of vertical, like, space that's going to need to slowly flood through here. And I'm thinking the way we'll handle this is we will just go, like, yeah, 1 further up on the levees here. Like that, like that. And then this can just be a couple of floodgates. And just let any excess water flow out through there. Because this throttling valve will, like, all the excess that doesn't fit through that throttling valve will flow through here, into here, and then all that excess out of these two. So don't have to worry about exact numbers if we just do 1 throttling valve here. And we probably do want to make it so this only flows during wet season. So let's just set that up now that that's set. So fine weather sensor. Yeah, so when off, you're fine. During fine weather, when you are receiving water, you let some of it out through here. Cool. Easy, easy. Yeah, these folks are building this thing out. We need to get some more explosives delivered across here. Most of the explosives here are built. You are largely ready. Actually, building these, I'm just thinking, yeah, building this system is going to require getting on top of this if we don't want to build scaffolding. So if we just remove this stuff, we can get some stairs in position. Yeah, and then that will get a lot of this stuff built up. I'm just using some very long, like, building paths to get this sorted out. And builders are managing to get up here to help this stuff out. We'll want some more builders accessing across this, though. I wanted another power wheel, water wheel in here. And then just raising this up is probably the simplest way to do this. And I think we'll get power like that. And we'll want to get up here, across here. This is all going to flood, so we want scaffolding to get across. Yeah, right. Just drop you into position. And we want to get round behind you, platforms like so. Will work nicely. Let's complete the row for neatness' sake. Yeah, and that gets you up to here. And I think we can, yeah, not have these builders running across to do this stuff. This can be Lowtown's build work to get this upper section done. And in order to actually build this stuff, we will want most of this cleared. Yeah, with some stairs to help get builders down to build some of this power. Yep, it's coming along nicely. Nothing to do in range. Yep, you've cleared out the trees I assigned to you, so just delete you. Yeah, you have that all coming along nicely. All these eggplants. That being said, additional eggplants. Just a few. And maybe some kohlrabi. Just across there. Yeah. Hey, those little brasserie things. Yep, you're getting these mangroves planted. Cancel these last ones since you can't quite reach them. And same with that one there. And these guys working away over time will get a whole lot of food income. With the eggplants and stuff, we do need to import canola oil from up there. I want to get that sorted out too, and then I need to think about a food factory. The canola oil can just live here next to the water. Grease, extract, canola oil. Now, power-wise, we're really not getting reliable flow through these rivers. There's a little bit through here, but this would be hell to exploit. So we're probably just doing a large power wheel. I don't want to drain too much water in this district. And there'll be 300, you're 120, so yeah, so one large power wheel will give us plenty of spare space to get this food factory operating. Oh, sticky there, and we can just stick this food factory like attached directly behind. You know what, we could even maybe, just looking at this, yeah, that's fun. And we just need to figure out how to get beavers up there to man this thing. You know what, let's have the exit, yeah, be on that side. And then we'll need some platforms. And we'll need a way up here. This seems like a natural enough on point through here. That's one. Yeah, like that. And we can have another ramp leading on just here. I'll leave a little space there. I don't know if I'll do some storage or a 2x2 building or something, but just like that. And that gets some of us through there. You know what? Let's not do that here. We'll just have you there, like that. Yeah. And this will power this eggplant ration building. And then get like another food factory up on top of this if I wanted, another one up on top of this. Yeah, that'll be nice. So we'll need 5 more beavers to help keep everything here online, get you up to 20. Eggplant slowly growing. Want to stick another farm or want to get that swimming pool I mentioned. Let's think about that as our builder's next task. Swimming pool. In here. Stairs. Yep, like that. We can get some decorations next to the swimming pool to help keep beavers happy. A decoration here would also hit this house. Yeah, we'll do a lamp there, and then a shrub just there. Excellent, excellent. Everything is developing real nicely here. You did manage to get this hauling post in, which hopefully should be sorting out the logistics down here. Now I am thinking, just looking down here, if we could get some mangroves and stuff planted in this little one deep water too. That could be quite nice. We have this forester as well. If we could just connect up, but we can't, right, because of how we did this bridge. And I do like the way that bridge is done. Let's get another forester in there. You'll just be a temporary one while you plant some mangrove trees for me. Because I don't think we're going to be doing anything else this little section through here for the next bit. Yep, get some trees planted. Or we can just get some mangrove fruit. Now, mangrove planting up here seems to be done. It means we can delete that building. Get a gatherer's flag in. Which, yeah, reaches the full extent. And that'll be mangrove fruit. Beavers working away here. You're not quite functioning yet because we don't have any eggplants being produced. Yeah, 12 days before the first of these will come online. We will want eggplant storage and also mangrove storage for when those do come online, however. Which means storage buildings somewhere just here. Yeah, that seems a tiny bit neater, squeezing it in there. So you can be the mangrove storage. A medium warehouse. Sure, just in there, this can be eggplant storage. I want eggplant rations in a second, once that building is actually online. Yeah, we see swimming pool's done. We saw a beaver actually going for a swim too. Yeah, we have a lot more farm space to figure out here. I could get some agriculture through here. I'm thinking maybe get some logging up on this side out towards this little district crossing. Which means we'll be wanting to clear some of these trees. This can be our new lumberjack flag location. Just highlight everything. Now, how's this building going? How this building is going is nowhere because that staircase is not fit. Take two. At least this thing's kind of hooked up now. We will want to vertical power shaft. Yep, and I'll get that done. And we can see they are successfully building out some of this stuff now. We delete that, get another bit of dynamite in there. This last bit of dynamite can just wait till in here, can wait till everything else is done, because otherwise it's a hassle of disrupting all the builders by deleting that platform. 2 unstaffed buildings. No one in this inventor. Topside. And no one in this oil press. Yeah, a couple of vacancies in here. Up to 22 beavers, please. Yeah, and we're now waiting on additional beavers. We're actually running up against what we can support. Let's see, an advanced breeding pod, which uses berries and extract. I could get one of these over here since we're making extract. Stick it right in there in front of the mine. Stick it in over here near this little extract thing. Right in front of the mine, I reckon. And I'll get some more beavers through. And Wellspring, do you want more beavers? You currently reckon you have a vacancy, so I reckon you definitely need some more breeding pods. Another breeding pod in there. Another one in there. Use some more of your berries. Yep. So building up. These walls is progressing. These builders still have stuff to go. Like, they still need to get those stairs in, and they need to build up some of this stuff. It's not all done. Almost at the end of the drought. Now, hopefully I have designed this right. So this will now start sending water through, but we should still be seeing water flow into this reservoir faster than it's flowing out of here. You know, we just hope everything balances out. Breeding halted. Oh yeah, because we're still just hauling the first stuff as that comes online. Building lacks goods. You are waiting on canola oil. Interesting. I guess maybe we need some more haulers taking stuff between these two districts. It's like canola. Yeah, it is a bit of a like transport in order to get canola over here, ain't it? Actually, does this place even have canola storage? No. I don't think you do. That's what the bloody delay is. Okay, canola storage. So you're the factory producing the rations. You haul stuff across here, across there, from there to there. Let's see. Squeeze one of you in. Yeah, sure. Actually, I just remembered something I want to do. Let's not build that there. And then I'll talk about that thing I just remembered. Sure. You just... Oh, how do I actually get this functioning properly? A little bit awkward having the factory just in here. Canola oil, canola oil. They'll sort it out. And just somewhere. Next to the mine. Sure. Right at the back of the settlement. Okay, so what I just remembered is kind of off last stream when I was looking around, getting a couple of things set up. I was looking at this skyline and thinking about all the power. And there was a point where we were contemplating getting the tribute to ingenuity in here. And I think I still want to do that. Now, the tribute to ingenuity would sit back on this little flat section, just here. Like when you look back, it would be in there somewhere. I think I like that better than trying to build it further forwards. Now, this building does take a lot of power to run. 600 horsepower. Our current network does not quite produce enough to manage all that. Right, so we get some, but like at the moment we're actually supplying less than our demand. We do need to get some more water wheels in, but once those water wheels are in, we can install this monument in here, and this will give a big boost to all the beaver well-being happiness in here. And tribute to ingenuity, yeah, +8. can make this a very happy district indeed, and given it's so highly populated, there'll be a big increase to our average as well. So actually getting that much power in is going to be a matter of installing some wheels along here. Yes, you don't quite fit as it is like this. We need to go one higher. And we need to find a way to draw the power back through this system. So I think what we probably want to do, rather than have a platform there, we do want to kind of focus in the flow here a bit. How many do you reckon I can squeeze in here? We go like one there, one there. Okay, so we can probably get 3 in. Let's start down on this end. We want to go levy, and then just a platform, power, large water wheel. Yeah, that produces 300 there. And then we want to go, yeah, here, levy, platform, large power, large water wheel. That produces another 300. I will need to figure out how to link power from these things into the system and all that. That's kind of why I want the flat end facing out towards this way. We'll run the power along this side of the bridge. We can actually just kind of start organizing like that. And we'll want, yeah, focus the flow through here slightly. Honestly, we can probably get even more focus if we just build out like this. Yeah, narrow this bridge slightly. And we can get another large water wheel like that. I'll just leave these builders to slowly work away on this thing. Well, let's get some of the power hooked up on this side too. And then leave them to it. Yeah, like that. And there'll be a lot more power into this system to help run the monument. Okay, so, yeah, flooded buildings, just the usual suspects in there. You are currently short a beaver. You are trying to request one more. Yeah, we do just need our current beaver count to increase. Yeah, getting a new district online has really cut into the amount we can support. Okay, you're chewing through some of that stuff. We could grow some berries down here too. We have plenty of open land for it. Yeah, kind of, we'll get some trees down here. I reckon just some oak trees. And then we'll also get some berry bushes planted back here. Gonna let this beaver clear out these last few logs. Yep. Done. So, a forester built there. We'll have excellent reach. We'll want oak trees planted right along here. Yep. Forest, forest, forest. We then cancel this little spot. We can have a, yep, woodcutter just in the center of it all. And then you can also plant some blueberries just back here. Yeah, something like that. And once these blueberries are online, we'll be able to run a little bit more in the way of beaver production with some breeding pods down here. Yeah, still waiting for the eggplants to come online. Doing range, yep, that's fine. Building Lux power, also fine. Okay, a lot of this stuff has been built out successfully. So now we just need to start running the power along here. Vertical power shaft, build back in. You are not currently producing power. It built up too high, the thing is too low. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. I think we need to delete this, dynamite this little spot here, and then lower that. Just dynamite those two, please. Yeah, you guys are successfully not walling yourself in. Well done. Always very happy to see that. Though you, yeah, failed to get that built. Delete those. Path back in. Build. I'll get it done eventually. It just takes them a second to figure this stuff out. Yep. Boom, boom. Now, if I were to delete that, large water wheel. Okay, now that seems to be working. Please build. Yep, all coming together. This is starting to be assembled. Yeah, they're just pouring a bunch of resources into these ward wheels, first of all. Yeah, algae rations, eggplant rations, these are our current difficulties. We'll figure it out, though. Like, canola oil, it is just we're producing canola oil, like, over here. We're producing canola oil, yeah, a long way, well, not that far away. Like, this place should be, are we just not really producing enough? And yeah, you're short. We're actually now managing to go through our canola seeds. We just need more canola planted over here. I mean, I can do that. Get another farmhouse in. Get some more canola planted. Yeah, we might as well go right out along here since you can reach. And let's also ask for some planted up there since you reckon you can reach it. Same with these guys. Yeah, we're just... oil processing. We're not actually growing enough canola seed over here in order to keep it all operating. Now you'll need an additional beaver. Because of that. Actually, you're currently trying to keep up on 36, but you just have a vacancy, so... Yeah, even with this online. So again, we're just short on beavers at the moment. 25 kids waiting to grow up. This thing is starting to produce beavers. Let's detonate this. Excellent. Little channel built up there. Running the power system across the top here. That is now built. Good. Now, we delete this. Build that out. We delete this. And this, you should be fine to reach both of these. Build that out. And feed some power across from here. Let's start plotting out where this little drainage vessel stream is going to go. Like down around here. Raise you up, use some train blocks. Sure, like that. Yeah, get you in, you in, you in, you in. And then some explosives. Just like that. And then I want to get a little channel down here when the water actually flows through. Can the builders from here help out in any way? Like, where can you readily reach from up here? Bit of a hike, but get some stairs in. They'll manage it. Oh, they... Never mind. Apparently we didn't really need that. They, yeah, managed to course the path in here. That's close enough. Yeah, so just detonate that stuff. Cool. Yep, and keep running the power along. Power, power, power. Don't need that spot. Yeah, let's just run power across here. And then platform. Yeah, and that should get power into this pump. We do currently want you... Yeah, paused at the moment. We don't want you to start up the moment you get power, because you'll probably get power before we've finished setting up this dynamite and stuff. Very good chance. Yeah, so first these mangoes starting to grow, and they'll start getting fruit in. Yeah, this place is going to need more eggplants, almost certainly. So let's start thinking about more farmhouses. Let's get another farmhouse just in here. And this can grow some more eggplants. Also corn, soybean. We get some more canola growing here, honestly. Like, we're growing it next to another canola district, but... Yeah, just get a bunch of canola sown through there. We can get a bunch of eggplants sown along this back cliff. And sown through there too. We'll just get a lot of crops scattered around here. And we are very much waiting on additional workers. Let's get you up to 25. Well, this power stuff is coming along nicely. Nicely, nicely. Yeah, this place, honestly, topside could It's right next to the water source. It has lots of berries. We can get some more breeding pods down in here somewhere. Just always need more beavers. More beavers. Yeah, 4 more, like that. Want another breeding pod up here? Sure. Another breeding pod up here too. Up on the farming terrace. And this will give us a big population boom at some point once we've kind of got these things online. Yeah, the farmer's here harvesting this little kohlrabi to keep us in stock. Lots of work. Now, you guys, yes, have built up as far as you can along there, really. And we can see that this is now starting to fill up. We haven't gotten to the point where we're overflowing yet. And this is actually going to overflow at kind of the same time as this does. So let's get some scaffolding in along here. We are seeing water build up in the back here. I mean, does this need to be this steep, or do we want it a tiny bit shallower? I'm just wondering, so at the current depth we're going to be flooding this too. We're going to see like everything here is going to be underwater. If I do kind of like this being above water, if we go 1 shallower, like this is only going to be 1 deep, but we'll still get a decent reservoir in this little front section. Yeah, you know what? I think we are altering this plan slightly. We're going to make this a tad shallower than I initially planned. Then you are going to be floodgate, floodgate, and we don't need to make you quite as high as you were going to be. Simplify that down slightly. Cool. Still need to get some scaffolding stuff in though. Yep, stairs, everything just like that. I'll get this bit built. And if I want to get this stuff built, we can just get a staircase in here. Cool. Excellent. So these things all outputting their power now. Produce a lot. We need to hook it up into the main system. So points of access. Yeah, I reckon we just extend it off here. This is going to be the way to approach things. Maybe? Yeah, it's going to be a real bugger of a time otherwise. Like, if I tunnel this out, I could maybe run power straight across here. Like, getting builders down here is really part of the problem. Other ways to get power would be right across here. That might even be easier. Like, hook power through the back of this big old fan. Again, builder access is the problem. Let's try getting a tunnel in there. And then we're on a power shaft Like that, like that. And that gets power out to there. And we just need you there. You reckon you can reach that? Yes, off this bridge. Can you reach that? Yes, you can. Wonderful. Oh, excellent news. Now, this is going to be the trickier bit. Can the builders reach all of this down this staircase? I hope so. Looks like they can. Yep. Yeah, and once that last one's online, all this is going to be synced up onto the one system. Yeah, look at that. So much more power now. Thank you, 3 water wheels. Now, with that done, monument. Tribute to ingenuity, 12,000. Unlock. And this will just be a bit of a long-term construction project for this settlement. I think we put it right at the edge, about there, like looking down over the bridge. Yep, like that. And now I need to hook power up to this too. So, power's pretty close, just to figure out the simplest way to do this. Can power reach into this building via... No, it needs to be at ground level. Okay, in which case we probably want to do that like this. And then we can do... So I think if we do a platform in here... Yeah, you don't readily reach. I could just look staircase hop over the top of this. That might be the way to do this. We'll do... Yeah. Just make sure I have the correct thing selected, which is this path. We want that done. This might as well be a vertical power shaft. You know, we could... No, we can't do, like, stairs across here. We do need to... Because we'll need to... Like, I was thinking stair up there to try and save space, but that won't work, because to feed power around the stairs, we'll need to occupy the same space anyway. Yeah, and then this is high priority to get this part all connected back up again, please. Yeah, we are making excellent progress down here, though, now. Like, we are a little bit short on workers still overall. 12 vacancies scattered around. But we have plenty of people coming in. Like, you can see this forester has started planting. Eggplants have started being processed in here. We need to get eggplant ration storage too now. Which can be... Yeah, just it. Here we'll get a couple more storehouses. So this one can be for eggplant rations. This one can be for canola seeds. Good, good, good. Now this place... Yeah, still not getting the canola oil in. We are just short on oil. A bunch more fields through here, which should hopefully be helping. This place is still producing and processing oil. I think. So you, yeah. Currently full up on canola seed storage. Currently fill up on canola oil storage. So exporting the oil, we have oil goes back here, but cannot then go through here. I think this district up top needs, yeah, canola oil storage. So it can trade some through to other places. Yeah, it really does. You could do a corn ration storage as well. Probably eggplant ration storage too. Yeah, so storage. Just a medium tank. Yep, we'll stick that here. This can be canola storage. We'll get that corn ration storage as well. Where can we squeeze another medium storehouse in this little district? Getting quite cramped through here. Quite cramped. And just back here. Hello, gingerly. Aye, beaving it. Beavers everywhere. Living their, hopefully their best lives. They only sometimes get horribly sick and have bad things happen to them. Only sometimes. Yeah, so hopefully getting that extra storage in here should help redistribute the canola oil to the places it actually needs to be. It's like we have a huge glut of eggplants back here, which just are not getting processed because this place is not getting the canola oil to its factory in time. Well, hopefully, never. Every bad tide, like this is meant to be a little bad water aqueduct out here, but every bad tide, it seems some manages to spill over the top and into these fields on top of these poor beavers' heads. So, I've raised the rolls even higher since last time. Hopefully, we're no longer getting contaminated beavers through here, but there's been a few bad tides in a row now where it started happening. We shall have to see. Everywhere else it's fine, it's just that one field. So many vacancies. Come on, I built so many breeding pods. Yeah, we are just waiting on the breeding pods to build up a little buffer of children, which then become adults, which then start contributing to society meaningfully. Yeah, scaffolding's in position, broadly. These guys are starting to raise that up, which is fine. This area is all backfilling. Yeah, no, this is the terraces map. I really have decided I quite like this map. There's quite a bit of verticality to it, and it lets you build, like, up and down cliffs, and you have, like, the tunnels leading up and down, and bridges everywhere, and having to build weird aqueducts, get water over little valleys. It is quite satisfying. We've done a really good job kind of building out this map and greenifying it, I think. Yeah, beavers over here, progressing nicely. Got the first log canola seeds in, means we should probably be pressing canola oil down here too. Get an oil press in somewhere. Somewhere. You know what, that fits in that little spot quite nicely and connects up through the side of that building for power. Get the road in there. Get some canola oil storage. You know what, even more canola oil storage. We have one here, one here. But given we're short on canola oil, I reckon we can grow quite a lot of it. Want to clear some of these trees out around the back here. Lumberjack flag. Handle those things for me. All of them, please. Yeah, it's still not quite got the berries online. Yeah, it's still planting out these oak trees around the back. This is all progressing nicely. Let's check up here. Have you... Yes, we got the last little bit of this power system to build in. Now, please do not wall yourselves in, beavers. Yeah, task you to do that. I don't think, yeah, you need to get up here anywhere. So let's detonate that. Oh, connect that up. Okay, you could not quite reach that spot. We need to extend the path. Builders can get down to there. Yeah, and then we just have dirt here, and a spot of dynamite where that platform currently is. And then this thing will be good to start pumping, and that'll get all of this plateau green, hopefully. You can reach that stuff, right? Yeah, not really, is the answer. Fine, we're just doing this piecemeal then. Slowly, bit by bit. Build. Come on, is that you? There we go, builder. Have Lobo is on his way to get that little bit done, and then, yeah, we just build these back one at a time. Connect up the power out here. And then I probably need to start worrying about moving beavers up here. We honestly don't have the spare beavers to get this bad water district online, though. Yeah, we're just going to have to delay this until we have a bit of a buffer ready. Get you. Yep. Come on, 2 more after you get this one. Here we go. Whatever your name is. Azabo, getting that one. Nah, not going to get it done today. Almost the end of the workday. There we go. Soon though, soon. What's not getting built? Oh, you've done a metal part storage down here. We can fix that. A small warehouse should be more than sufficient for metal parts. Small warehouse. That's a nice little one wide gap. Squeeze you in there. The other complaints, building lacks goods. Yep, aware of that. The canola shortage. Yep, you're meant to be off. Cool. Bad tide, 3 days. Need to remember to check this thing when the bad tide approaches. Need to remember. And check if all our defenses have actually done it, what we needed them to. Yeah, the builders from Terminus are slowly building this thing up. Yeah, almost for all the vacancies now. I only got a handful scattered around the map still at this point. See, where even are these vacancies currently at? We have one in here, Lower Wellspring. Are you requesting enough people? You are not. So that's that one solved. And the other ones... Okay, so you need to go up to... Yeah, 2 more jobs in Terminus. Floodplains is requesting the appropriate amount. Upper Wellspring is also requesting the appropriate amount. Yeah, we are just short on beavers. Oh, Tribute to Ingenuity is almost done. Let's see this thing come online. Just need to have a builder come, hammer away at it. There he goes. Oh, excellent. And I was right, that's where the power was going, powering this little cube thing they're holding aloft. Yeah, we're supplying more than enough of all these wheels. And that should make this a very happy district indeed. Notice you currently have chipped teeth. We do have a grindstone for you somewhere, don't we? Think we do. Can I check a building list somewhere? Maybe, possibly. I cannot remember. Let's get another grindstone in for you since you seem to be a wee bit injured. And you're injured, dehydrated. Where'd that chipped tooth beaver go? They might have actually found a tooth grindstone. No, there you are. Okay. Do you have a place to fix the chipped teeth? Running around, running around. You don't know, you just seem to be idling. Okay, we do need a tooth grindstone in here somewhere. Somewhere. Just a there. Okay, yes, back to here. Remember to actually assign this final little bit of power. Power shaft on there. Then we fix this up. Once this is ready. Yep. Last builder coming through. Yep, delete that. Landscaping, train block. Install you there. More dirt. Yeah, we just need to do this last little bit manually. One block at a time as we kind of filter the builders back out. Because this is eventually going to be part of this district in its entirety, so I'm quite content leaving these paths broken. So we're not going to have beavers running back across from topside to work down here. Yeah, you work there. Make certain you're both across, and then... Yep, leet. Leet. Dynamite. Come on, one explosives. Deliver, build. That is not an explosive. Neither is that. Here we go. Okay. And then I think we're good to turn this pump on now once all of this has exploded. Connecting up in 2, 1. There we go. Okay, building needs power to operate. Where's the disconnect? Why don't... Little bugger. Okay, I guess we're bridging back across here anyway. So much for successfully separating off these two districts. Woo. It's not that bad. Just means we need to get some staircases in. Build you there. Build you there. Build you across there. And this will start running at some point in the future now. Yeah, so just double check this. You will draw water up here, dump into here. Water flows through here, through here, through here, up to here, then fills up slightly, flows through here, fills this up, then down through here, out of here. I probably do want to get a little dam or something in here too. Yeah, just to block this off. I mean, if you're working here and here, you won't be able to readily reach across. I can't delete what's under this power shaft too easily. Yeah, so let's just... You know what? Rather than do this as a platform, that can be the dam right there. since we're rebuilding this anyway. And that'll hold some water in here, helping keep this irrigated. Now, actually a more permanent solution might be a throttling valve set to only release water. Yeah, to only release water during wet season. But then I want to hook this up so this is only running some of the time so it doesn't flood when the other thing's not flooding. Just a dam will do for now. Will do for now. Yes, you've gotten some berry bushes starting to grow. We'll get a gatherer's flag in here in preparation. Yeah, this stuff is mostly signed for cutting from the previous order. We'll just get those last trees organized. Yep, cut that one too, please. There we go. We get some more canola around the back here. Oh, more eggplants too, along there. And keeping an eye on the approaching boundary tide because I need to be over here to examine this when that happens. Yeah, through most of the vacancies now. Yeah, I just have a few spare beavers captured in places that probably don't need them. It's like, yeah, you have 47. Reservoir District. Trouble is, a lot of these places, yeah, like Reservoir District has one incapacitated at the moment. So I do need that little bit of a buffer in a lot of these towns. Lowtown is a little bit high. You do have quite dangerous work in the centrifuge, though. Let's just drop Lowtown down one, send that other beaver to fill in a vacancy somewhere. Okay, and we're coming up on the bad tide, so we get ready, sit, look at this aqueduct. And bad water spilling in here. So what happens? Yep. These should swap over soon. There we go. Water, flows through here. A little bit of spillage, but just into the main waterway. That's fine. It is backing up quite a lot, though, this highest part. Is that just enough to reach the full length? Yeah, look at that. You need to be even higher. Yeah, that's still spilling over. Which means we need to change over this relay. I'm trying to remember what these things even do. I set up some whole system with like valves here to try and stop this thing from having horrible things happen to it. These are currently organized on Relay 1. This is Relay 1. So in order to help fix this, I'm going to need to clear that location. Get a relay in. Do you now Relay 1 in brackets 2. Because this is a good filing system that makes sense and is not horrible. Okay, just copy everything. I don't need to understand how it works. I just need to make certain nothing changes. Depth sensor 3. Relay 2. Cool. And now you are operating off Relay 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, this flow gate and everything should still be fine. And then we delete that. And we raise this up even higher. We just get, say, back to there. Back to there. Stairs up, stairs up. And levees built along here. Here. And now hopefully this is enough to contain it. Let's keep raising the walls. Now, luckily I don't think anyone actually ended up contaminated there. There's still some water here that needs to evaporate yet. Plenty of time for you to end up contaminated. Hey, mate. Oh, they'll sort it out if they are. We need to get that roof done too. And this one. Yeah, they can't quite reach any of this. Pretty high platform, not quite going to cut it there. Let's go 3 high. I think just that tall should be sufficient. Now get that roof. This roof is going to require something in order to actually get up there. And like that. And then we have a staircase up there. Hopefully that should be enough. We'll see. Hopefully that should be sufficient. Yes. And this is in fact working now. Just started pottering away in the background. Oh goodness, not even completed a full circuit yet. You can see the water starting to flow through there. This just goes pump, 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 pump. Oh, this isn't right. I did need to connect up this. So just this one water wheel is more or less keeping that pump operational. I want this full system together now. So get that power shaft in, please. Yep, and then you'll pump the water through here. This entire plateau is now irrigated. And then we should see a little bit of a waterfall draining down here once this fills up sufficiently. And more or less this is just a little, like, side leg of this river now, so this shouldn't impact the overall water height further downstream. Since we're just, well, it will impact it slightly just because we have more surface area, means more evaporation, means we are losing a bit more water. But it should be fairly low impact, especially for the amount of additional irrigated terrain we now have access to. Yeah, now I just need to figure out what I'm doing with that plateau. We are starting to get some unemployed beavers. Do I feel comfortable getting that new district set up? Who's stranded? Why are you like this? You know what? You can sit there and suffocate or wait until the other beavers manage to build a levee underneath you. Why would you? Why? Why are you down there, mate? You can pay for your crimes. Ah, yep, and we did get an unwell beaver. Well, the decontamination pod is still there and ready and waiting for you. Yeah, floodplains, migrate population. Yeah, you are still just requesting some more people, aren't you? Oh, a bunch of these places are still requesting people. Yeah, so we have lots of spare beavers in the mining station, which is important. Lowtown, which is important. Three Peaks, which is also important. It's the high hazard work areas where we're expecting waves of incapacitations occasionally. And the way to fix that is to get bots online. Let's start thinking about this district. What do I want builders doing? Where do I want the actual district to be centered? So just kind of angling the camera around, looking up onto the mountain. I think back on this side, like we have this nice little open plateau here. Like this place looks pretty barren if you just look up across this angle from the floodplains. So I think a settlement in that corner would be nice. Back here, kind of this is the barren spot. Through there. We look from this angle, again about there. There we get a district center, slap it in there. Yeah. It's a little bit empty in this direction. Let's just rotate you 180 so you're facing like that, so I'm a bit more incentivized to build storage out over here. Now, in preparation for droughts, we do want to get bad water discharges and stuff on these, but let's start getting this district set up first. And we'll have a little bit of farmland and stuff down here, and that can just be a bit of a walk for the beavers here. I mean, really this place needs to get wood cutting and stuff in. Can we thread a path through these trees? Not readily there. Oh, it's just real awkward. Tell you what, we can get a beaver up here somewhere. And we'll just hook this flag up. Hopefully. Path. Yep, down there, that works. And we'll just migrate some beavers up here and they'll be pretty desperate for a while without any food or anything. Only one beaver managed to get through there? With 16 unemployed beavers. Right, workplaces. Well, actually, I'm trying to think, like, migration-wise. Let's look at our districts. We have 1 unemployed in the reservoir, 4 there, 6 in the mining station. You know what, let's get 1 off the mining station, just so we can get a couple more beavers in here. Yeah, if we clear out some of these trees, get a bit more space available. And then I need to start thinking up district crossing information for these folks. Right, we can probably have a district crossing just in here, in this little flat part. Start getting that built. And that'll get food and water up here at least. And then we'll eventually have another district crossing probably leading across this plateau from here, using tubeways probably. And then you can also connect down here, again using tubeways eventually. We get this first one in from Lowtown. Yeah, and then this path up here, across here. Just wind this little dog leg around. Yeah, managed to get the path hooked up. Yes, and you can just focus on clearing out some of these pine trees, please. Yep, yeah, wood in. Yep, stuff sorted out. Now, water pump cannot reach far enough in order to extract water from this river. I could pump water out of this little bit here. If I want some water in this town. I think that's going to be our only real option. Unless I wanted to, like, do a lowered platform. Wouldn't be the end of the world to try and sort that out. Would not. Like some explosives, some tunneling. Either way, it's a little bit off getting this place drinking water. Okay, so let's start figuring out industrial piles and stuff. Planks and logs. Important to get. And yeah, let's just request a bunch more beavers up here sooner rather than later. Let's keep this place fairly busy. 3 workers going either way, since this is the one place this is going to get any food or water for a while, is through this district crossing. Yeah, and then you start cutting some of this stuff down. And these paths will hook up down here. And this will just be a very slow off the ground district. We can get a little bit of farming on this terrace. Maybe a little bit of wood chopping further down in here. And then once we're implemented, we'll need to, like basic survival stuff, we'll need to start thinking about these bot part factories. So these things chew up a lot of planks, a lot of gears, a little bit of metal blocks. So what we could produce metal up here, I'm not really that enthused about, draining this out, setting all this up. What we can do is produce gears and planks locally. We'll want to have that sorted out before we start making this bot factory. And then this just uses the 3 different bot parts, assembles bots together. Control towers just eat science, 3 points an hour. A number cruncher currently produces 10 points an hour. We can readily have one of these, and this will just increase the performance of every nearby bot. Like, you get a bunch of workplaces where you want bots assigned, stick a control tower on top of them, and it'll just make them all a bit more efficient. This grease factory eats extract and canola oil. We can also make some extract up here, easily with the bad water. Canola can be imported from down here soon enough. And you know what? I stuck that district crossing here, but I purposefully left the space for the district crossing here, didn't I? In fact, I did that so purposefully. Yeah, we're going to overhaul this system slightly to get that fixed up. No, this isn't just meant to be ornamental. Delete that. Delete that. District crossing. With 2 workers aside. And hook that back up on the path, please. Yeah, that makes it a bit more even, the distances they're having to travel. Actually, maybe slightly favors this district, which I think I'm fine with. This district has its problems. It has a lot going on. At least they've got roofs on their buildings now. Yeah, everything chugging away. These walls are getting into position. They just need to build these 2 floodgates. They seem to think they can reach them. They just haven't delivered any materials yet, so that's nice. And once that's done, we'll see the water level in here rise, and then I'll need to start thinking about Canyon Town. How's everyone doing? Slowly starving to death? Yeah, you're not connected by paths, because we still need to hook that up. Cool. And you should start getting some food and water for yourselves from that. Yeah, ideally I would kind of want this path. And just here. Yeah, we'll run it around the back like that. This is all just going to be a mess for a while. Eventually those trees will be cut down. Yep, you guys working away. And I think like some trees in this little sheltered spot, like over here, this other side too maybe. And then some farmland up the back here is how we're going to divide up this terrace. Yeah, everything working away. We have a decent number of eggplant rations in storage now, which I'm quite pleased to see. We've even got some algae rations starting to store up. Still got spare space in storage though. They're not exactly overproducing those at this point. Yeah, your internal storage is just currently taken up. Let me see. So this district, algae rations. Okay, yeah. So this district storage for algae rations is good. It's just exporting algae rations is currently the bit of a choke we have. Yeah, this place could use some more traders, I think, maybe between these two places. Eat up another couple of beavers out of our limited workforce to accomplish that. Lake Town goes up 1. 3 peaks. Currently... yeah, currently good. And you can see why we need so much spare space. Like, we're on 46. We only have 46, but only 1 unemployed beaver at the moment, despite only needing 41 jobs. There's a bunch of people get injured working in the mines or the centrifuge. And this should be a real happy district now that this tribute to ingenuity is online. Let's just check some of our beavers. Yeah, you have 30. Contentment. We get some aesthetic stuff in here because they have no aesthetics need met. A lot of their stuff, like, which, yeah, they're only really on par with a lot of our other good districts with the tribute to ingenuity because they don't have any other real benefits aesthetics-wise. Do the wind tunnel and this exercise plaza, but you can get some nice cheap passive stuff online for them. Lots of homeless beavers too. That'll be the new district. Contributing towards that. We have plenty of spare beds here, so don't need to worry about that. Let's see. We can hit several homes with something in here. Do think I like the idea of just a little fire up there. Can do some roof stuff. Some other houses, like that one has got some roofs, but we could stick a roof on top of there. Like, this house obviously doesn't really work the roof. I don't think a roof would look too good on this one. I might be wrong. I might be wrong there. Now, we'll leave off the roof there. We'll just get a roof here, figure out how to get builders up to it. And we'll just get path back along here. Staircase leading up there. That should get that roof done. I don't think a roof on top of this house, not yet. What we can do is stick something else between these two buildings. Clock, statue, beaver bust does not quite reach. Yeah, a statue just here would hit all of those houses. Get a statue in. I'm thinking like shrubs, some lanterns. They strategically could really be quite nice looking. I mean, honestly, these aren't too useful, I think, for lanterns, so I think just aesthetic placing rather than practical placement for these. Like with this little spot here, which I would have trouble doing anything else with. So we're going to have a lantern at the edge of the bridge. That one even actually hits a house, which is quite nice. We stick a lantern on top of these hydroponic gardens, maybe. Yeah, a lantern in there. We could... Where else would I want a lantern? Back here by the mine, by the centrifuge. Yeah, and just a lantern on top of there. A few lampposts scattered around the town. That'll help make this settlement a tiny bit happier. You can see water level in the reservoir district starting to drop. Some of these pines now out. Still impressed me how this game scales. Like, I remember building this, I think the second stream, and I was like, this is a huge reservoir. But then immediately afterwards, we build this thing, and now we have this entirety, like, of these canyons and this huge lake. This is all essentially one huge reservoir, and with this lake down here and this floodplain, and yeah, it's like, this barely looks like anything the reservoir that the reservoir district is now named after. It's essentially a small pond. Good, you've cut down the priority trees. Now with those done, you can just clear fill everything else about you. Maybe not all of it. Let's leave some dead trees through here, but you can definitely clear the ones closest to the district center to open up that space for building. Okay, so if I wanted to get beavers down here to work, we'll need ways across there. Okay, district is, yeah, currently linked up here. I'll let that builder finish that. Oh, and then we delete that path there. Yep, separate these districts. Yeah, district crossing in here somewhere. Maybe even on top of this little, like, reservoir part, we get some more platforms in. Yeah, I think I like that. We can actually delete the path there. Reinstitute it there. Yep, we need 2 high platforms. Yep, and this can be a district crossing between topside and this district. Yep, you guys get this stuff built. That'll all be lovely. And now we probably want to get trees planted fairly promptly, because that's the sort of thing that's going to take a while to kick in. We're going to be doing oaks up here, since it's actually important how much wood we get out of this. And then we're going to have, yeah, the actual forester up here. So you get that in, delete that. Yep, that's a little 2x2 space. Then some stairs leading down to either side. Get another little platform in there. Yep, so that all hooks up. Yeah, and this does not need to be connected. There we go. And this is now quite a long way to run for the actual workers operating down here, but that'll get at least some of our work underway. Yeah, you've managed to pull a small amount of logs in for us. Thank you. Now, if I wanted to pull water directly from this river, how else would I go about that? So we have this little section here, which has some edge to the cliff. It's not quite as vertical. Just some explosives could level a section. Yeah, our options are either leveling stuff down with explosives or building stuff up with platforms. Probably want to combine them to some extent. Really, I would like the ability to access the 2 deep water with the pump rather than just this 1 deep edge. Which leaves us kind of at that location. It gets close to the edge, so we might actually be building down here. And like that, and then raising this up. Yeah, we're looking at quite a bit of work. But I think... Honestly, if I'm doing that, I might as well just dynamite out some of this using beavers from this district. Yeah, let's sort it out that way. Yeah, so a platform there. I'll just get some explosives penciled in here. This can't be reached yet, but this will just keep track of where exactly we're going to be building this. And you're going to need to be lowered, and you're going to need to be lowered too, I think. Yep, so let's get some dynamite storage and some extract storage and stuff in here. Warehouse. This place will want water storage too, even if we're not actually currently producing water. Yep, so you are medium explosive storage. We'll get a small tank for extract. I don't want to squeeze this stuff in. Yep, you can live. Okay. Yeah, annoying tree. We do actually need to get the woodcutter back to deal with some of this. Clear that. Clear that tree. Yeah. And then we'll want, yeah, another storage for gears in here too. And then we'll want storage for medium water tank. Yeah, just back there. Yeah, end of the bad tide, water starts flowing again. Everything should be looking greener and healthier than it already currently is. The map stays green really well though. Right, this part drains out, this reservoir drops a bit. Really not that severe. Yeah, beavers scuttling around, working away. Let's get this district crossing in position. Delete, delete, delete. District management, district crossing. Just do 2 on each side for this one. Yeah, and the beavers from topside will handle a lot of that work for us. Yes, you are extract, please, my friend. Yeah. All this stuff is getting built. Explosives, explosives. Yeah, that gets us up to there, and that gets us up to there, and we actually need to do a little bit more explosive here. And I think a spiral stair in here, which will necessitate getting storage for treated planks as well. Large industrial pile. Yep, treated planks. Detonate that. Yeah, and then the beavers here, if I want them to make this water a bit deeper, like I mentioned. Get you in like that. And now that I have that little path as a cutoff point, let's fill those 2 spots in with blueberries as well. And then we'll just want to do some explosives in that little corner there. This district have explosives? It does not. Though the beavers up here will actually be able to reach down to those, I think. At least these 2, and actually just these 2 will be fine. Yeah, and then here's our spiral. Reverse, accidentally hit R rather than F one of those times and messed everything up. There we go. Okay, yeah, when we're waiting on a woodcutter now to help manage this. We do just need some more beavers. What we need. And then we'll feed the power from this up into... I know this little central section can be where the robots are, kind of built partially over the bad water maybe. Get some platforms out here. And this can be where the actual bot factory is in the middle of the plateau. Good, you cut down the trees I wanted you to. Hook that up. Yep, and you should start getting extract in now. In fact, I think you're carrying extract. No, you're carrying water. Knew it was a barrel of some sort of liquid. And let's start building out here and beginning the long, long process of getting these things built up. So they no longer stop during droughts. What's the building called? Bad water discharge. That's it. This is a whole lot of explosives, gears, and we'll need metal block storage too. And get that one started. Storage, large industrial pile. Get you in there. Get you. Yep, metal blocks. Want some housing and stuff up here too. And we'll just get a row of row houses. I think row houses rather than a barracks in this district. It's much for muchness, but you know, change things up. I did barracks down here, so this place up here can be row houses. I need to do a similar thing over here with platforms leading out to the bad water source. Yep. At this place we can do some stairs down. And then you start capping this one too. And that should keep the power flowing all the time. Yeah, forced open. Forced open. Okay, delete that. Yep, you can reach all of those. Means we can now get deep water pump. Ah. Right. The exit's on the wrong side. Well then. A little bit more explosive we need. Yep, build that up. Blow that, and then another one too. And then we'll be able to get the water pump in. Yeah, you can see material is getting delivered here. The explosives, since we had a bit of a stockpile, getting the storage for that up fairly promptly. Contaminated beaver, slowly getting uncontaminated down here. Power not quite coming through here yet. I think, yeah, this place, the lake will only have just started filling in on day 3, end of day 3 cycle. Yeah, the really large lakes mean there is a considerable delay in actually getting power through the system. Yeah, this thing is slowly filling up. Yeah, we can see it's now kind of draining over this blockage. But we should see the water level increase in here to let it drain through this. Yeah, because there should be 1 cubic meter per second flowing through this system. Yeah, it really puts a delay on getting water back through here. If I even decrease this, let's do, yeah, 1/4 of a cubic meter per second, because I don't need much water through here. This is just mostly for the aesthetic, more than actually serving a practical purpose. This little bit down here, I just didn't want this to be completely dry. Because, I mean, look how cool this waterfall is. It's a very good one. Yeah, so we'll just lower the throughput a bit. help this lake fill up faster. Yeah, that water level's rising. Pixel by pixel, you can see it creeping up the side of the floodgate. So we'll spill over eventually. Yeah, working away, working away, working away. This district also slowly doing its thing. They have not built this triple dynamite yet. Yeah, the builders are just very busy getting these things installed now. Tell you what, let's put a bit of a priority on getting this forester in. Yeah, get that done so we can start planting oak trees. How far do you reach? Okay, right across all of this. That's good. Yeah, plant oaks through there, through there. And you can plant some oaks across here too, please. And then once these are online, we can have like a lumberjack in here, another one in here, and that should be plenty of logs coming in. And then we should have lots of power, even after building the robot factories, to then cut those into planks and into gears to supply the robot factories. Yeah, it should be all good. One poor homeless beaver. His house is not currently getting finished because the builders are occupied doing other things. Yeah, just supplying a lot of materials. Honestly, with the amount of building we're doing, a builder's hut could save a decent amount of time here. I don't want to stick the builder's hut, just kind of thinking it's like the front's kind of the cool looking side, the back there. You know, builders aren't going to be sitting near the builder's huts. This can be a little bit further away from the ideal spot. If we look there. Yeah. I think we just stick the builder's hut a little bit alone out in the desert here. And this is also a priority for you, but after the forester, please. I thought I assigned the forester to be high priority. Must click something else. What did I assign to be high priority then? Ah, it was workplace, not the actual build order. That's what I did, yes. No, I want you to build that as a high priority. I mean, staffed is a bit of a high priority too, but I can just add more beavers to make certain this place is permanently occupied. I have a couple of spare beavers already. Yeah, here we go. No, there we go. Yeah, those were district crossing workers. Builders carry the stuff on their shoulders, not their backs. Yep, and once those oak trees are growing, we'll get lots and lots of wood coming in through this district. No worker available. Of course, because I decreased the amount of workers that were available in this district. Yep. Yeah, you do just need a high reserve. 3 more workers down there, please. Yep, working. How are these berry bushes coming along? They're slowly growing. Let's get some berry storage in here in preparation, and let's get the first of the breeding vats also ready down here. Sure, you are berry storage, and they'll import berries because we do have spare berries, and then that will get some more beavers being ready for the mines down here. I doubt we're going to go even more levels high, so like this would be a good staircase point if we were going to, but I can just live there. Second one can live next to there. Yep, berries. There we go. Lots of beavers using the swimming pool. Having to wait their turn sitting up here. Of course, it's all just animation stuff. They still get the wet fur bonus and swimming pool bonus, even if they just sit on the bench watching the swimming pool. Yep, beavers all working away happily. Decoration stuff over here. Are we seeing... Yeah, look at that. Average well-being up to 37 over in this district now. Yep, you're on 38. You have all your food except coffee. We should get a coffee storage over here. We don't already. Yeah, canola oil, bad water. I don't already. Yeah, coffee storage. And yeah, all your food needs. You still have a little bit of coffee? You must have moved here from somewhere coffee full. Scratcher, Exercise Plaza, Wind Tunnel, Lantern. Yep, Brazier, Beaver Statue. Tribute to Ingenuity. Yeah, beavers living really good lives down here. So where do I want to stick that coffee storage? Where do we want coffee? I could just do some little storehouses somewhere. Little tanks. Along the edge of this, like, statue to Ingenuity. Sure, the statue to Ingenuity and coffee. Get 3 little coffee tanks along here, please. Yep. Things are progressing nicely here. We can see the workers are now working away, getting some of these oak trees planted. 30 days, they'll be online. See a lot of resource being delivered. You're 80% done. Still need a solid 100 gears, though, more. Yeah, and this place hasn't even been started yet. You gonna go turn in, Ginger? You have a good night's sleep and all that stuff. Rest thy head. Now, yeah, workers, we need more beavers over here. Yeah, and that'll get this workers' hut fully staffed, which will mean everything should progress a bit faster. Yeah, I really like how this little floodplain district is starting to come along. I was like quite enthusiastic at all this kind of greened up and ready to be planted, and is really, really working out. I mean, we have lots of different crops being grown everywhere. Mangroves, into the eggplant, into the canola, into the kohlrabi, into more eggplant, berries over here, oak trees down here. I reckon there's probably some more work we can do in this district to even like expand out the farming further. Still plenty of spare power after all. So I could do soybeans. That's another canola thing. We are not exactly blessed with a great deal of excess canola at the moment. Cassava. We can get some cassava. We get some more corn. Honestly, I reckon we probably do both. What do you think? Corn along the edge here? Yeah, I think I like that idea. We'll clear out a bunch of these trees and we can have corn on this side of the river. Yep, and we'll just kind of link that in there. These staircases in order to actually access that. And we'll clear out these birch trees. Let's cut a bunch like that. And then a big cornfield right along the river's edge here. We'll kind of blend into the sky behind it because corn is quite a bit of a vertical plant. Make this a bit less of a stark edge to the map. Yeah, that should look very nice. Now, beavers here aren't the happiest well-being wise either. No coffee, for starters. The only real source of fun is the swimming pool. And there's, I think, a very good spot for a rooftop terrace just here. And that's also a very good additional storage spot. I am thinking we might be driving this settlement up a little bit higher back here. I mean, I know I just kind of vetoed that by building that breeding pod there, though. Yeah, we'll endure. We'll put a rooftop terrace there. If I want to demolish that and raise it one higher, we can do so later. Squeeze a campfire in there too. Let's give our beavers just somewhere else to kind of go ahead and spend some of their spare time. Yep, and this will work along by itself. I do have a tooth grindstone here. I was trying to remember that, and then I just spotted it. Okay, how are these coming along? That one is finished. But we'll always have lots of bad water here now. And this one is now being processed, and once that's done, we'll always have tons of bad water. Yep, Forester still planting away. Bit by a little bit. Yeah, and now you can see this lake is finally filled up. We're now having like 0.3 cubic meters per second flowing through here. Yep, and still a little bit of water through the throttling valve in order to keep a tiny bit flowing down this river. And now the water level is slowly increasing here. Very slowly. Yep, creeping up bit by bit. And once that's flooded, we should get a little bit of irrigation along here, but that's probably not too important because we're going to have a new district just here on this little central plateau. And I can trade down to here and trade up to there and across to here. It'll be a nice little intermediate place to kind of gum up this edge of the map. There's quite a large gap here with nothing really going on. And that's probably going to be the very final district we build on this map. And we still have other work to do district-wise. This place is hardly finished. Still want to do more stuff here. But I think that'll be our full district count. I don't really see the design space or requirement to really install more. If I really stretch my mind to it, I could almost certainly think of additional places to put them, but... And... So I think, whereabouts I want to put you? Flip, flip, flip. Stick a farmhouse like that. Get a bunch of corn ordered to be sown. I don't really mind if this is too much for the one farmhouse. I just kind of want to... Yeah, see the big old cornfield along here. Yeah, that'll be nice. Kind of cutting off the sky behind us. Like, there are some places I could probably squeeze some more districts in if I really wanted to. And like, probably do another one up the back here, irrigate some of this barren land, but that's pretty cut off from a lot of angles, so don't mind that too much. Place that you could maybe do something is up on these plateaus. Like, these are kind of interesting because they have these little gullies cut into the mountainside. Like, there's obviously a little bit of a challenge to the player here to pump water up there, and then run water along here, and then back down here in order to make all this green. But I think I'm content just leaving those as barren hillsides looking down over our green, lush beaver utopia. The given value of utopia, at least. The edge of the wasteland poking in. Yeah, it's sort of slowly filling up. You can see it's over the top of all this now. Do I have enough spare beavers? I think I have enough spare beavers. Let's get Canyon Town in. Just as a temporary district at least. And then we can figure out connections and stuff in a moment. Sure, just stick you down there, top of that plateau. But this place is probably going to connect up via tubeway station. So we think tubeway station just here, diving off the edge of this plateau. Maybe a tubeway station just here, diving off the edge. Yeah. Get these guys working on building that. So, tubeway station. Just here. Path into there. And then a bunch of vertical tubeways connecting this thing up. Get that in, that in. Build across here. And then this is just a short one, but it's, I mean, a tad easier than trying to build weird bridges to get across, like here and then down. And yeah, let's just go pretty direct line of sight across this gully. Yep, in there. Yep, and they just enter through the bottom of the building like that. We'll have the district crossing just in front of it. We'll probably also do tubeways to connect up to here. I think so. Do I want to run across the ground here? Like, to connect up these two districts? Like, it would be fun to see beavers using these stairs. Like, walking underneath this aqueduct. Yeah, we'll have a district crossing here, maybe. And then some stairs leading across here. Like, we can just go across in a single span. Yeah, you need to be a 6 and a 5. Yep, attach up like that. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, we'll get that done. And then connecting to this district. Yeah, we decided we're going to have the district crossing on this island. We'll need to get over to that island. Like so. Have a staircase up. Have a staircase down. Have a district crossing penciled in there. And then staircases to actually get up here can run like, yep, there. Up, up. And we'll want you, and you can be a spiral into a straight, into a spiral, into a straight. Yep, and that'll get you there. And yeah, I'll just keep this path connected up at the moment so the builders from Terminus can come and get some of this infrastructure in before we move beavers over to Canyon Town. Town with an N. And I still do not have a name for this district. Red Mountain? Maybe Red Mountain, Rock Mountain. I think we'll just stick with Red Mountain. Mountain. There. That can be the name for this district for the moment. Still not quite happy with that as a name, because, like, the thing is, there's 3 competing things to really get across here. It's a mountain, it's going to be full of bots, and it's full of bad water. red covers bad water, mountain covers mountain. Like, red bot mountain is too complicated. I want a shorter name, but I also want to express three distinct concepts. I think is a bit of a sticking point there. Yeah, you just need to get some more gears in. Due to a lot of our gear storage. Trees growing slowly. Oh yes, that's done. And now we need you to get... That's another 3. Yeah, that's another 3 size explosion down here. Triple dynamite. Yep, you can reach that. Okay, let's put that slightly higher priority. Almost finished this thing though. Yep, build that up, detonate it. And now we can get our deep water pump in. Excellent. And this place will be slightly better off for supplies now. Need to get our farmland down here as well. Alright, now that we do have water income here, I can maybe do some mushrooms or something. And bring the canola up. I could even do maybe some algae up here. Let's start thinking about bot factories. So these are 3x3 structures. We'll need 3 of them. This is another 3x3 structure. We'll need 1 of these. If I want the bots to eventually be made by bots, which I think sounds fun, I will need a control tower, but that can just be stuck on top of the roof of one of the factories. Grease factory. Yeah, charging stations will also need to be near where the bots are working. I could do some fun stuff like these metal platforms out over here. Tragically, this is a weird number to fill in with metal. I could dynamite away this edge and then like have a platform there and a platform there. Yeah, I like that as an idea. Just need a ton of metal blocks. Each of these is 90 to make this platform. Yeah, and then we'll just have the factory overhanging out over this bit of water. For unstaffed buildings, we do want to drop the number of beavers requested at these district crossings. You actually... Oops. Sorry about that. Frog caught in my throat for a second. I think my voice is starting to go on me. Look at the time, it's probably coming up to the end of the stream now, but I want to get a bit more of this work done, so... And yeah, that gets some beavers out to there, which means, yeah, just these 2 unstaffed buildings, which is what we wanted. Yeah, and then with all this built, we can get district crossing squeezed in over here too. I mean, that close, a bit further along this side. I don't really need this scaffolding anymore, do I? If I just delete back that and that, we can have a district crossing just there. Yep. And I'll get that all hooked up. And this one is almost there. It's coming along nicely. Yep, these things all progress nicely. Lots of corn. I will need a way to process corn, which means I need another food factory as well as some storage. Let's get that stuff ordered. Yep, you can just connect up to the back of the other factory. Corn rations. Storage. Medium warehouse. I mean, let's get Yeah, if I build there and there, then we have some dead space in the back that's not actually doing anything. I mean, that's kind of going to be inevitable wherever I build here. Yeah. So if I build here and here, at least, like, I can get some staircases up to get onto the second level around here somewhere. So you are corn. You are... Honestly, maybe additional eggplant rations. I do need corn rations too, but I'll just do corn rations for the moment. But this is a district that could benefit from having a lot of storage on hand. You ready? This place probably needs haulers too now. Hauling post. Let's see, where do I want to squeeze a hauling post in amongst all of this? I mean, let's get this little top section expanded out. So a little bit more space to play with. Hauling posts can fit somewhere, anywhere. I can get a... You know what? Maybe not a staircase there, because I can make use of some of this one-tile stuff for something. If I get... Yeah, a staircase there and then extend the path right out, that can be a little one-tile building. You build out along here. And this can be the hauling post. Yep, 5 additional workers, which we'll need to ask to come down here. Floodplains is up to 31 workers now. Which, yeah, means we definitely need more housing too. So additional housing can take the form of just another large barracks. Is there a row house spot we can squeeze in somewhere? I get some row houses in back here. Not the worst idea. I cannot quite get row houses squeezed in here, not easily. Yeah, that's definitely going to be paths. Some row houses in here, across here. Yeah, I'm thinking we go just another barracks for the moment, just in there. And we extend out the path across here. Keep most of this linked up. Yeah, and there'll be a bunch more beaver accommodation. And we have a large amount of eggplants currently sitting idle. We could honestly maybe do some more canola too. If I just make all this canola, we might need another farmhouse in here to actually keep up with all this demand. And I'll get that planted at least. Excellent, excellent. And yes, that thing is good and online. Which means we now get a district crossing. Drop down the numbers. You also need to have the numbers drop down. And then, yep, this district is about ready to start. Put path, put path. Oh, we can have 2 staircases up here. Have a little loop around this central mine. I don't know if I'll actually ever make use of this central mine. It would be very easy to do so, should I decide it. Ooh, yeah, awkward spot in the trees. If we go underneath like that, that works a bit easier. So we need to delete the path here. Excellent. And delete that little bit of path too. Look that up. Check the worker numbers here. 2 and 2. Yep, 2 and 2. 2 and 2. So this place needs 10 workers just to deal with its basic needs. Plus 1 more to get water online, which we will do instantly. Yeah, and just about here is a good little deep reservoir to get some water out of. Immediately hits that tree. Yep, so you can just be like that. And that is our final district inhabited. Ain't that lovely? Drought, 9 days. We'll survive, we'll survive. Yeah, we need more canola pressing going on here, as we have an excess of canola seeds currently built up, so that's a current choke. Power still currently good. Still good power-wise. So if we go... And if I wanted to feed more power on top of here, because like we're thinking some fermenters of some sort, like get some cassava or something in, get some, maybe not mushrooms. Like I could feed power directly out the side of this building. We can feed power across the street here too. It's a bit of an interesting prospect. Yeah, I think we're probably fine just to stick an oil press there. Get some more oil being processed. Yeah, you see the trees now being cut, starting to come in here. We'll keep these factories in logs. Yeah, this is all going very, very nicely. That metal platform is done. We explode this. We get another metal platform there. And I don't know if we'll build out one further. We might yet. Like, if I wanted to arrange bot part factories on this, like, we go like... Yeah, we can get a row of them along the back here. Like, go up a level, get some stuff on top of them. I might do smaller platforms one level back, just thinking about it. Might make use of these little 3x3 metal platforms. Yeah, I think I like that as an idea. Now, to do that, we'll need to get you here and here. Now, in order to actually access those, we'll need to build out to them, which require doing some stuff with paths. We'll just get these stairs in. Yeah, then get 2 small platforms at the end of these 2 large ones. And I think that'll be our prep work for the factory, which we can start up next time. Yeah, a whole lot of metal blocks being brought in real swift. Just wait for those to get those stairs done. I don't know if next time's going to be the last stream. It might be 2. At the end I want to do is setting up this earth repopulator. So this is a bunch of resources, but it's not out of the realm of what we have saved up. Not anymore. Like, we don't quite have enough treated planks. We've used up a lot of our gears. But once our stuff comes online and we're no longer using a lot of this up, this earth repopulator is probably going to get finished really promptly. Yeah, we'll stick it out on this little plateau we're not otherwise currently making use of. And that will mark the end. Just have to see if we get to that point. And in next stream or not. Yep. Build up the thing. Delete those. You're done. And slap down our last 2 metal platforms. Yeah, I like how that looks. Rather than doing a big grid of another set of 5x5s, we do a like tapering out into 2 smaller platforms. I I think that looks very nice. Yeah, we have made good progress this time around. We have this district looking pretty good, pretty close to its final form. This district is coming along nicely. This one only just founded, but this district was only ever really meant to be a small thing to help bridge trade across to down here to Terminus. Just need to get some houses and stuff in here, and then these beavers will be more or less completely content. Small row houses. Like that. Yeah. No, I do think, however, that's probably going to be about it for stream today. So, thank you very much. And a couple of people who stopped by over the course of today. Thank you very much, of course, and potential VOD watchers out there for making it to the end, my little rambling part. I hope I will see you all again next time. So, next time should be, yep, next Thursday. Same time, same place. Don't think anything's changed, and we'll just be continuing on with some Timberborn. Seeing how far we make it. Whether we'll actually finish up next time, or if I'll need to attach an additional stream after that just to get the Earth repopulator up and active. Because we still don't have any bots online or anything yet. That's still going to be a little to work to actually get all that stuff done. But until that point, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. But for now, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.